Many parents want to leave a financial legacy for their children and grandchildren after they die. However, increasing wealth is only half of the equation, and it is frequently the easiest part. A more difficult task is determining how to keep the riches in the family. Many wealthy families around the world have succeeded in keeping their families wealthy for decades. What can we learn from these prosperous families? What are their routines and secrets? How do you pass down riches to your children while also ensuring that they pass them down to their children? What is the secret to enduring generational prosperity that we can learn from the world's wealthiest families? Before we get to the answers, welcome to Good Lucks, a channel dedicated to inspiring you to expand your mindset, make general life breakthroughs, and realize your full potentials to see what life has to offer. In this video today, we'll go over the steps that every family should take to ensure their financial legacy is passed down through generations. We'll also show you how to acquire proven principles that can help families keep more wealth and maintain control over that fortune for future generations. When you subscribe to our channel, you will receive a daily dose of financial and life knowledge. A strategy is required if you want to understand how to stay affluent for a lifetime and pass down to future generations. Wealthy families have developed a variety of ways that have been tailored to their individual needs over time. However, they almost all share comparable ideas from which we might learn. Let's get started without further ado. Everyone in the wealthiest families has to learn, since education and information are vital to them. Families, like it or not, have favorite sons or daughters, as well as a black sheep or two. Those members who, for whatever reason, remain on the periphery. Some children are rewarded in any household, rich or poor. Others are disregarded. That is not the situation with the most prosperous families though. Everyone requires basic skills and training to grasp not only their responsibilities, but also what they are responsible for. To be a responsible shareholder, when you become a billion-dollar family, you must have a high level of ability. That is what stewardship entails. Even if you are an artist or a musician, if you're a billionaire stockholder, you need to learn a lot of abilities. This education is critical to preserving family wealth. When you think of your family as a business, you want the best and brightest personnel. Encourage your children to follow their interests and talents. Teach your youngsters that their earning potential is unlimited and up to them. They must have the correct mindset to earn riches if they wish to be successful adults. Educate your children on where to discover opportunities and the value of hard work, just like these wealthy families do. Depending on their age, this could be as simple as paying them to do extra housework, assisting them in finding a part-time job on weekends, or encouraging them to apply for an internship. Children must learn not only how to maximize their strengths, but also how to manage the riches they make. Give them a strong financial education. Encourage them to save money. Teach children about investment, retirement savings, and credit cards if they are old enough. Charge them by paying for some extra stuff, such as their clothes, phone bills, or entertainment, as well as saving up for a wish list item. Show your children how to budget and how to prioritize expenses depending on what is important to them. Because of this, their heir succeeds brilliantly when they take over. For instance, in the 1950s, Dhirubhai Ambani, the father of Mukesh and Anil, began constructing the forerunner to Reliance Industries. Dhirubhai's wife mediated a settlement between her sons over the ownership of the family fortune after he passed away in 2002, without leaving a testament. The Mumbai-based group, which owns the biggest oil refinery complex in the world, is currently led by Mukesh. He resides in what has been dubbed the most costly private residence in the world, a 27-story mansion. Like the richest families, treat your family like a business and plan ahead of time for everything. The wealthiest families understand that, at their core, families operate like a tiny business, with parents serving as CEOs. Mentor your children to be significant actors in your firm, which they will eventually take over. Consider paying your children an allowance when they are old enough to work for the company, such as cleaning their beds, bringing out the garbage, doing the dishes, and so on. It is critical to begin with a roadmap that outlines the direction of the family's future sustainability. This roadmap should lay out how things should be done, as well as how wealth should be handled and invested for future generations. It should also include tax planning measures to reduce the impact of taxes on wealth over generations. You should look for a financial planner that specializes in your area of interest and has expertise in working with your amount of wealth. Wealthiest families believe that financial investments are less important than human investments. The world's wealthiest families understand the value of human capital and invest in people both inside and beyond the family. This comes back to the family investing in itself first, such that it's the most important asset, the human asset. If a single investment outside or even within the core business fails, it will not be substantial enough to kill the family. A family member who does not grasp his or her role is significantly more damaging to the business. Everyone has their duties and is out there looking for new possibilities and ideas. These families have these rambunctious men and women who are all well educated and responsible. They have a stronger ability for creativity. This is not restricted to family members. These families understand the importance of outsiders and strategic partnerships with the wealthiest and sharpest minds. The previous notion of the family as a closed unit is out of date. Outsiders are appointed to corporate boards by the wealthiest families. While having an outsider meddle in family matters may appear to be anathema, it provides a unique perspective and new knowledge that keeps the family evolving. As an illustration, the entire Al Saud family is involved in the firm. The unparalleled oil riches of the country, for which Saudi Arabia is named, are credited with helping to make the 89-year-old monarchy prosperous as a whole. The Royal Diwan, the King's executive office, has estimated the royal family's cumulative payouts over the past 50 years as the basis for this net worth estimate. The estimated 15,000 extended members' combined fortune is probably far more. Many royals have amassed wealth via establishing corporations that provide services to state-owned enterprises, as well as by brokering land deals and government contracts. Son of Saudi Arabia's 7th king, King Salman, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman alone owns assets worth more than $1 billion. The wealthiest households put their trust in trust funds. Perhaps you've heard of trust funds and that wealthy family and their highly compensated advisors understand when and how to set up trust funds to protect and expand their fortune while saving on taxes. Trust funds have long been perceived as a vehicle largely employed by the wealthiest households. Although trusts are commonly used by ultra-wealthy families, others may benefit from them as well. Indeed, certain type of trusts, such as life insurance trusts, asset protection trusts, trusts established to aid disabled or handicapped beneficiaries, or trusts established to avoid probate, are becoming more frequent and valuable for a broader range of families. In these circumstances, families with assets ranging from $500,000 to $5 million may be suitable candidates for establishing specific types of trusts. To begin, a trust is simply a legal body through which property or assets such as cash, real estate, or other investments can be preserved, invested, and set aside to provide for certain individuals or causes that you care about, according to the grantor's restrictions or guidelines. In general, a trust designates specific beneficiaries. The persons or organizations that the trust is designed to assist are typically subject to the trust's terms. A trust has numerous advantages, but to name a few, a trust supervises and controls spending and investments to shield beneficiaries from their lack of experience, bad judgment, immaturity, or proclivity to waste or spend unnecessarily. It holds life insurance policies, pays premiums, and keeps insurance payoffs to care for beneficiaries, while reducing income taxes and shielding assets from estate and transfer taxes. It also includes holding assets for beneficiaries with particular needs, such as a physical or mental incapacity. One of the most well-known and affluent families to pass on their fortune through trusts is the Rockefellers. In the early days of the oil industry, John D. Rockefeller built his wealth by founding Standard Oil Company of Ohio, the forerunner to ExxonMobil today. When he established the first Rockefeller's Trust in 1934, he transferred the majority of his money to his heirs, with more than 170 heirs and now in its 7th generation of beneficiaries. The Rockefeller family was estimated to still be enjoying $11 billion in fortune in 2016. This was despite the fact that the founding Rockefeller established the initial corpus from his substantial holdings and wealth many years prior. Here is another, more recent illustration. Sam Walton purchased his first retail establishment in 1945. The famous Walmart commercial empire developed from this modest beginning, bringing the Walton family approximately $170 billion. Sam Walton passed away in 1992, and at that time, his net worth was estimated to be over $10 billion. He successfully established a structure that has continued to preserve and grow one of the largest family fortunes in the world long after his passing. As a result of this astute planning and use of a trust, his family has continued to benefit from his legacy and owns half of the retailer through Walton Enterprises and the Walton Family Holdings Trust. We've reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. As always, we hope you've learned something life-changing. So, there are a few crucial principles you can take from the world's wealthiest families and apply to your own. Building money for the last generation is difficult, but it is an admirable one. After you've mastered your financial condition, the next step is to protect your family's future in the same way that the world's wealthiest families do. Take the time to put your family approach into action, because not everyone wants to invest in real estate or start a business. Discover something that works for you. And if you have any questions or comments about this topic, leave them in the comments box. Whatever technique you choose, make certain that your financial knowledge is passed down to your children. Your children will be one step ahead of the game as they enter the world if you provide them with personal financial knowledge. If you loved this video, give it a like and subscribe so that this channel can grow and encourage others. Enable the notification bell as well to avoid missing out on future personal development articles. We'll see you in the following video.